Jones joins us now. He's a virologist at the University of Reading in the UK. Thanks so much for speaking to us. First, on the cruise ship quarantine issue, let me put it this way. I mean, relative to the wider population of people not on cruise ships, the rate of spreading infection is, I mean, dramatically higher on these cruise ships. So why is it? I mean, is that to say it is so much easier for the virus to spread in that environment, and therefore is quarantining the right thing to do to a cruise ship?
Yes, so the problem with the cruise ship is that you're right, that all of those people are in the same place at the same time, and clearly the virus can transmit under such circumstances. It's been suggested the virus might pass through the air conditioning system. I don't believe that is very likely myself, because the air conditioning system would normally kill the virus. But of course, the people on board have to feed, they have to have their clothes washed, and so there is some interaction with staff members and with each other, and clearly the virus is still transmitting under those circumstances.
So as far as the wider population is concerned, does it make the wider population safer to have them quarantined while making it more dangerous for the poor people that are locked on board that ship?
Well, that's a debatable point, and it depends a bit, I think, on the national priorities for public health in the countries where these cruise ships are docked. My own view is that the individuals should be removed from the ship as long as they can be removed safely to an area of quarantine. And the reason for that is because then the remaining passengers are much less likely to get infected.
Right. You know, China says the rate of new infections is now slowing. We heard a few scientists say that they think the epidemic will actually be over possibly by April. Do you think that's true? Do you think the measures that have been taken are working?
I think they're working to some degree. I mean, clearly social distancing and closing things down, if you don't come into contact with someone who's infected, you cannot catch the virus. It's as simple as that. But I think it's unrealistic to presume that this virus is on its way out. I think more likely is that the spread will slow down, but it will continue, and it may in the end become a seasonal problem which occurs around the world at a certain frequency.
Right. I wanted to ask you, a perspective question, because in hindsight, you know the experience with the SARS and the MERS viruses, now coronavirus. Do we have a tendency maybe to kind of lose perspective? Because if the regular flu virus has killed over 4,000 people in the United States alone just this winter, you have to ask, why aren't people panicking about that and being quarantined there?
Yes, it's a fair question, but I think what's important is the rate of death. So that is the number of deaths per total number of infected individuals. And for standard seasonal flu, that's around about 0.2%, so about 2 in 1,000. In the case of the Wuhan virus, it appears to be about 10 times higher than that. So whilst you reported correctly that most people will recover and they will go home without any long-lasting consequence, it does have a nasty edge to it, this virus. And rather like a severe flu outbreak, I think it should be treated with caution.
Okay, Ian Jones, great to have you. Thanks so much for joining us.